Hey friends, folks, been a while since my last video. I started to do a video last Monday. It's on a story that ended up not being true, so I canceled the upload and I was going to redo it. And then the very next day on Tuesday, I did a video before I went to work. And I canceled the video because it didn't feel right. And it just wasn't right. So I just canceled it. And it was at that point I thought to myself, I really can't do these until something speaks to me. I just can't do a video just to force to do a video because I haven't done one in a while. It's got to come to me. And the Feast of Trumpets have come and gone. Deep in my heart, I knew it would. If you've seen my past videos, I'm just not a Feast of Trumpets guy. I wish it could have happened. It would have made sense that it happened. It would have made sense on the prophetic timeline that it happened. But in my past videos, I'm just not the type of guy that, okay, it didn't happen, so I'm going to fold it up, put it in the filing cabinet, and we're going to pick it up next year. I'm just not that kind of guy. Do I have all the answers? No, I don't. I'm just a normal guy like most of you that watch these videos. Hopefully, I bring it out as a normal person. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a pastor. I'm just a normal dude that wants answers just like you. How will this happen? We will find out eventually. All I know is that it is dividing Christians. I've watched some videos where they're all, see, I told you it wouldn't happen. You guys that are watching, shame on you. I don't know why talking about the Feast of Trumpets is so taboo. That it's not allowed to talk about in Christian circles. Granted, I don't know anything about the Feast of Trumpets. We'll leave it at that. I never set a date. I still think the rapture could happen this winter. Because I'm still a firm believer of the gap. Where does that fit in? I don't know. But I just know that the Antichrist, he's going to appear out of nowhere. But, it's going to take a little bit of time to put his foot in the ground to get everything, the chaotic scene that will happen after the rapture is settled. You know what I mean? They're not going to head to the bargaining table overnight after the rapture. Not. Do I think it's close? Yes. Look at this. These are just some headlines. Depending on which news source you read, it doesn't sound good. Like this one. Now, don't take any of these to heart. It's going to happen because my Bible says it is. Israel's far right is undermining a Saudi deal. Okay? But there are some Israel-Saudi Arabia normalization deal in reach. Netanyahu tells Biden. Israel on the cusp of historic peace with Saudi Arabia. Here's another one. Saudi Arabia getting closer to Israel normalization deal. Here's another one. Saudi Arabia may accept normal relations with Israel. Depending which news source you hit, they try to spin the negative and the positive. Folks, we're close. Lisa over at Watchwoman65, who I love, she tells it like it is. She's blunt. She tells it like it is. She thinks, and I agree, and others agree, that it's going to happen before the end of this year. I mean, it makes economic sense that Saudi Arabia is going to make a deal with Israel. It's in the Bible. Read Ezekiel 38, where it talks about Sheba and Dedan protesting the invasion. Who's Sheba and Dedan? But Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. I'm going to do some encouragement. Yeah, get my Bible here. Why do I do these videos? Because I'm watching. I'm waiting. Can you feel it in the air? I've been feeling this weird tingle for the last few months now, and I think it's close. Let's read 2 Timothy 4:8. Why do we watch? Why do we watch? 2 Timothy 4:8. Now we know that 2 Timothy was Paul's swan song before he was beheaded. It was his last book that he wrote. It was a letter. And it says here, 2 Timothy 4, you know the verse I'm fixing to read. In the future, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. Not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearing. That's why we're here, folks. That's why we hope. That's why we watch. That's why we get up every morning. That's why, even though the Feast of Trumpets have passed and we're still here, we still watch. We still hope. Folks, that to me, that's one of the easiest crowns to get. We're watching. We're waiting. It's going to happen. We stay encouraged. I also wanted to say this week has been crazy. And there's a point to what I'm fixing to talk about. Let's get the ball rolling with 1 Thessalonians. I can never pronounce that right. 1 Thess 5. I'm going to start with 5, and I'm going to read through 2, and I'm going to read down until I stop. For 1 Thess 5:2, for you yourselves know full well that the day of the Lord will come just like a thief in the night. While they are saying peace and safety, then destruction will come like, well, let me read that over again. While they are saying peace and safety, Then destruction will come upon them suddenly, like labor pains upon a woman with child, and they will not escape. That the day would overtake you, but you, brethren, are not in darkness. That day will overtake you like a thief. For you are all sons of light and sons of the day. The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. Let me put my phone down for a minute. Oh, okay. Dr. Woods made a really good message on that. And pretty much what it is when the Bible talks about the day of the Lord, he always means the wrath of God. He always means the wrath of God, not the rapture. Because when you get robbed at night, that's a negative thing. When you're not at home and the thief comes and destroys, steals, takes, and robs, that's a negative thing. So the people that are left behind, they're going to hit with the tribulation like the thief in the night. They're not going to know what hit them. This week, last Friday, the iPhone 15 launch came. And it was a nightmare. And I thought to myself Friday, because it was a total disaster. And I thought to myself, all these people getting these new phones, flying off the shelves left and right. That they just don't know what's coming. And I started to pity them. I did. They're scooping up these expensive iPhones left and right, like everything's going to be okay. Everything's normal. Everything's fine. The U.S. economy's growing. I've had some people that love Biden says, "Oh, look what he's done to the economy. It's super." Okay. Keep telling yourself that. Okay. I mean, the man practically ran out of a World War II vet award ceremony because why? He probably messed his diaper up. So disrespectful. You heard about that a few weeks ago. He practically ran out of there. So disrespectful. The president's a joke. The president is here to usher in the U.S. into the tribulation. The economy's not fine. And the iPhone launch just... To them, these people, they think everything's fine. And I really pity these people. Most of these people are going to be left behind. And like a thief in the night, the tribulation will come upon them suddenly. They're not going to know what hit them. Jesus himself said the tribulation is going to be horrific. Oh, I'm ready, guys. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Stay encouraged. This is going to be a short video. Stay encouraged. I don't think it's going to be much longer. Stay encouraged. We are one day closer. Do I still think it's going to happen this year? I hope so. Goodness, I can't even afford Christmas presents anymore. I hope it's before the holidays. Man. See, my son wants a basketball goal and a bicycle for Christmas. Whew. They're not cheap, folks. Not cheap. I'm ready. Yeah, I know all of y'all are disappointed. And y'all are hearing it from certain channels that shame on us for watching. Well, I'm not ashamed. Because I never actually set a date. Okay? I had general questions. And that video I did a few weeks ago was me asking some general questions. It didn't happen, so we keep watching. Stay encouraged. Get saved today. We are running out of time. We are literally running out of time. Get excited. We are that generation. You know, what we've talked about this. Who would you like to meet in heaven? Oh, I want to meet Noah. Oh, I want to meet Daniel. I want to have religious, philosophical discussions with Paul. I want to meet this guy. Well, guess what? The prophets of old and people like Paul, they're going to come to us. They're going to want to hear our stories. What was it like? What was it like to live in those days? And we're going to tell them it was a cesspool. It was nuts. It was crazy. I couldn't wait to leave. They're going to want to hear our stories. Stay encouraged. Stay strong. Get into the Bible. I've been reading some Psalms here and there. Psalms calms me down. I like the book of Psalms. I like the book. You know what? Speaking of which, one of my favorite Psalms. I'm going to pull it up real quick. This is out of the blue. Psalms, here it is. I had it bookmarked. Psalms. You might have heard this song in church. I read out the NSAB. You might have sung this in church. Psalm 40. This is out of the blue. Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined to me and heard my cry. He brought me up out of the pit of destruction, out of the miry clay, and he set my feet upon a rock, making my footsteps firm. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and will trust in the Lord. That was just out of the blue. I love that psalm. I've sung that song in church. I think U2 had a song on it, Psalm 40. It's actually not a bad song. Pull it up. Yeah, I quit listening to U2 because of what they stand for. Hardest thing I ever did. I've been to 5 U2 concerts. Hardest thing I ever did was put up their CDs because of what they stand for. hand in hand with the World Economic Forum. I had to put them away. Hardest thing I ever did. But I did. Oh, that was just out of the blue. Stay strong, guys. Won't be long. God bless. Love you. Maranatha. Get saved today.